Most people think buying a brand new Honda is always the safest move, but that's exactly how they end up losing money without realizing it. The moment a new car leaves the showroom, it starts dropping in value fast, while certain used Hondas quietly hold their ground and keep proving why they are the smarter buy. In this video, I'm breaking down 10 used Honda models that actually make more sense than buying brand new. These are the ones that skip the worst depreciation, still deliver top-tier reliability, and often feel just as solid as newer versions, sometimes even better. So stick around till the end, because number 5 is the kind of car deal that can completely change how you look at new vehicles altogether. Number 10. Honda Civic. Generally, the Honda Civic looks harmless, cheap to run, everywhere on the road, and constantly recommended as the safest first car. But the real story is about how violently it loses value the moment it leaves the dealership, and how that creates one of the best used car opportunities in existence. A brand new Civic can easily cost significantly more than a lightly used one that's only 2 to 4 years old. And visually, almost nothing changes. Same body shape, same interior layout, same fuel economy figures you will actually feel at the pump. But here are the parts dealers don't highlight. Someone else already took the depreciation hit, sometimes thousands lost in the first year alone. That money doesn't vanish. It transfers straight to the second owner. And the Civic doesn't punish you for buying used. It keeps going. Many easily cross 200,000 miles with basic maintenance, meaning a $10 oil change and $40 air filter replacement can keep it running, instead of forcing you into a $400 monthly car payment for a new model you don't really need. Meanwhile, buyers who insist on brand new are essentially paying extra just to watch their own money evaporate in real time. The Civic breaks you financially if you buy it the wrong way. Number 9. The Honda Accord. Same Honda badge, but a completely different level of financial impact. If the Civic is where people start getting quietly drained without realizing it, the Accord is where the numbers get bigger and the consequences get heavier. This is the car people upgrade to when they want more space, more comfort, and a grown-up feel. But what they don't realize is that buying it brand new is where the real financial damage begins. A new Accord can push you deep into expensive territory, especially once higher trims, dealer fees, and financing stack up. And here is the twist. Nothing about the driving experience changes enough to justify that price jump compared to a 2 to 4 year old model. The engine is still the same durable machine, the ride quality is still smooth on long highway stretches, and the interior layout barely shifts in ways you would actually notice in daily life. But the savings? That's where it turns brutal. A lightly used Accord can wipe off thousands instantly compared to new. That difference alone could cover years of fuel, insurance, and maintenance, like replacing brake pads for $150 instead of paying it indirectly through inflated monthly car payments that feel like a slow financial suffocation. And while the Civic quietly drains beginners, the Accord punishes confidence. It makes buyers think they are stepping up, when in reality, they are just stepping deeper into depreciation's path of destruction. Number 8. The Honda CR-V. This is where things start getting serious. Compared to the Accord, the CR-V feels like the safe family upgrade, with more space, higher driving position, and that false sense of security people lean on when life starts getting more demanding. But here is the reality nobody says out loud. That extra space comes with a higher price tag when new, and depreciation doesn't care that you have kids, luggage, or weekend plans. A brand new CR-V can quietly bleed thousands in value the moment it leaves the dealership. Meanwhile, a 3 to 5 year old CR-V looks almost identical, drives almost identical, and still gives you that same reliable Honda durability. The only real difference is that someone else already absorbed the financial hit so you don't have to. And this is where it gets dark because ownership costs don't just stop at the purchase price. A small repair like brake pads might cost around $150 to $250 at a shop, but on a brand new financed SUV, that small maintenance sits on top of payments that can feel like a monthly drain you can't escape. Oil change? $60 to $100. But bundled into new car ownership, everything feels heavier, like the car itself is slowly tightening around your budget. Number 7. The Honda Fit. Don't let the size fool you. This is where the financial storm actually starts to weaken. Compared to the CR-V, the Fit looks like a downgrade on paper. Less space, smaller body, no big SUV presence. But that's exactly why it survives the depreciation collapse better than most vehicles on the road. While the CR-V bleeds money through higher purchase prices and heavier financing, the Fit quietly avoids the worst of it by simply costing less from the start. And here is where it gets interesting, in a very real-world way. A brand new crossover might hit you with higher insurance, higher registration, and maintenance that feels small but stacks up fast. Like a $90 oil change, $300 brake job, or $500 tire set that feels normal because the car itself is expensive. The Fit flips that entire equation. A basic brake service can stay closer to $120 to $180. Tires cost less, and even fuel stops feel lighter because you are not constantly feeding a heavier machine. While the CR-V traps you in the illusion of practical luxury, the Fit strips everything down to survival-level efficiency. No excess, no inflated costs, just raw, simple transportation that refuses to punish your wallet. And in a world where bigger usually means better debt, the Fit is where you realize smaller might be the only real escape. Number 6. The Honda HR-V. Compared to the Fit, the HR-V feels like progress. More height, more space, more energy. But financially, it's not an escape. It's a transition into a different level of cost pressure. The price goes up, the tires get bigger, the parts get pricier, and suddenly every basic maintenance decision starts to feel heavier than it should. A routine brake job that might sit around $150 to $180 on a Fit can jump closer to $250 to $350 on an HR-V. Tires? You are no longer in budget territory. You are paying SUV pricing just for grip on the road. Even something as simple as a dealership oil change starts creeping toward $80 to $120. And if you finance it new, that's all sitting on top of monthly payments that don't care how practical the car feels. Number 5. The Honda Odyssey. This is where the game stops being about small efficiency shifts and starts becoming about full-scale family logistics and financial pressure. Compared to the HR-V, the Odyssey feels like a survival upgrade. More seats, more cargo space, more room for everything life throws at you. But that extra space comes with a hidden cost spiral that most buyers don't see coming. Bigger engine, heavier body, more tires, more brakes, and every single part costs more when it fails. A brake job that might sit around $250 to $350 on an HR-V can jump closer to $400 to $600 on an Odyssey. As for tires, you are not buying compact SUV sets anymore. You are paying minivan prices that can easily push $700 to $1,000 for a full set. Even a simple transmission service, something you barely think about on smaller Hondas, can feel like a $200 to $400 hit depending on where you go. And yet, people still finance these brand new, locking themselves into payments that stack on top of already expensive maintenance. That's where the pressure builds. Because the Odyssey doesn't just carry passengers, it carries costs that grow as your family does. Number 4. The Honda Ridgeline. Don't be fooled. This isn't a return to simplicity. It's a different kind of financial exposure. Compared to the Odyssey, the Ridgeline swaps passenger rows for a truck bed and a sense of capability. On the surface, it feels like freedom. But in reality, you are stepping into heavier parts, more expensive repairs, and a pricing structure that quietly climbs the moment you choose brand new instead of used. A basic brake replacement that might sit around $400 to $600 on an Odyssey can still land in a similar range on the Ridgeline, but tires and suspension work start hitting harder because you're dealing with truck-weight engineering. A set of tires can easily push $800 to $1,200, depending on brand and size. Even a simple AWD service or drivetrain inspection can turn into a $250 to $500 visit without warning. Unlike the Odyssey, where costs are expected, the Ridgeline tricks buyers with SUV comfort meets truck utility. So people finance it like a lifestyle upgrade, then slowly realize every small repair feels like it belongs to a heavier machine than they budgeted for. Number 3. The Honda Pilot. This is where the illusion of family practicality turns into full-scale financial pressure. Compared to the Ridgeline, the Pilot looks like the obvious choice for growing families. More seats, more interior space, more confidence on long drives. But that extra capability comes at a cost that doesn't stay hidden for long. Everything is bigger here, and every repair starts scaling up without mercy. A brake job that might already sit around $400 to $600 on the Ridgeline can easily climb into the $500 to $800 range on a Pilot depending on parts and labor. Even something as routine as a fluid service or suspension check starts feeling like a $200 to $400 routine expense that never really feels routine. And this is where it turns dark, because the Pilot doesn't just increase costs, it multiplies them over time. More passengers means more wear, more trips, more load on every system. What starts as family convenience slowly becomes a machine that constantly demands attention and money just to keep moving. Number 2. The Honda Passport. This is where Honda strips away the third row, but not the financial weight that comes with it. Compared to the Pilot, the Passport feels like a relief at first. Fewer seats, slightly more compact, more personal SUV than full family transport machine. But here is the trap. You are still paying for nearly the same engineering underneath. Same class of V6 power, same SUV weight category, same expensive components hiding behind that clean, rugged design. A $300 suspension check, a $120 oil service, a $400 surprise repair. Each one feels small in isolation, but together they build a slow financial collapse you don't notice until it's too late. And that's what makes the Passport dangerous. The Pilot overwhelms you with size, the Passport tricks you with simplicity. But underneath both is the same reality. SUV ownership doesn't scale down just because the seating does. Number 1. The Honda Insight. This is where everything you have seen so far starts to flip. Compared to the Passport, the Insight looks almost fragile. Smaller, quieter, less aggressive, and nowhere near the SUV presence people chase. But that's exactly why it survives the financial pressure that crushes bigger vehicles. While the Passport quietly drains money through tires, brakes, and SUV-sized maintenance bills, the Insight flips the script entirely with efficiency at its core. Basic maintenance like oil changes or hybrid system checks often land in the $80 to $150 range, instead of the heavier SUV pricing that slowly chips away at your budget. And here is the doomsday contrast, because while the Passport feels like control, it still operates inside the same expensive SUV ecosystem. The Insight breaks out of it completely. Less weight, less stress, less financial bleeding per mile. If this opened your eyes to how much money people lose just by choosing the wrong way to buy a Honda, then you are already ahead of most drivers on the road. And if you want to keep more money in your pocket, avoid expensive mistakes, and learn how to make your car last years longer without draining your wallet, make sure you subscribe. Because every video here is designed to help you spend less, fix problems before they get worse, and become the kind of Honda owner who knows exactly what they are doing.